Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to give you a detailed, I don't want to say review, but I guess it's a review. But I'm just gonna get straight to the point. I wanted this video to be something like a guide for the people that maybe you don't have time to go to Sephora to pick up something from the store that you may want, or you just need better understanding of the brand as a whole, or you just want to order online and don't want to have to deal with the store of something selling out in the store. This video is going to be for you. So like I always say in the beginning of every video, this may be a long video, so grab a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a glass of wine, smoothie, and I'm going to get right into it. So I have every single thing from every product from each line, if that makes any sense. So for her highlighters, I don't have every single highlighters. I have 3. And then I have a foundation, I have the primer, I have the gloss, I have a concealer, I have a contour, and I have the blotting powder. I got the blotting powder because I am very oily, and everything you guys see on me now, I've already put it on, so I can kind of give you a I don't even know what word I'm trying to use. I can kind of give you like how I feel about it so far. I didn't want to like incorporate a first impressions in this video because 1, it would be way too long. 2, I wanted to actually be able to wear it for a long period of time before I'm able to say this stuff is amazing, go out and get it. So I just don't want to give a review in that aspect and like, oh, this is great, go out and get it, and I don't really like it. So right now it's what I have on, and I'm gonna tell you guys what it is. So the primer, I'm sure everyone has seen by now a swatch here or there. So this is what the primer looks like. It's the same size as the foundation, and here's the foundation next to the primer. Hope that's not too bad. So they're the same size, and the foundation is 1.08 fluid ounce, and the foundation is $34. The primer is $32. So far, the primer, when I put the primer on, it did not leave any ashiness, any grayness, or any whiteness on my skin. It went on pretty good, and it just didn't leave any residue. So I'm really, really excited about that. This is what the box looks like, if you guys care. This is what the box of the primer looks like. Oh no, sorry. I didn't buy my foundation, and I didn't buy one of the highlighters. So the highlighter I have right here is Mean Money and Hustler Baby, and the foundation shade I have is 490. My perfect match for foundation is 480 because of my undertone. The 490 is just a tad bit too warm, and it's just a little bit too red for me. And 490 is the last shade, which I'm gonna get back to. I just want to make sure I move through every product that I have. I was able to get the foundation because I work at Sephora, so I got my foundation and the Kilowatt in Mean Honey and Hustler Baby for free, so I didn't have to purchase that. The rest was on my dime. Let me open this. Everything was already out the box. I didn't want to have to, oh, this is cute. I didn't want to have to like open everything out of the box on camera because honestly, you don't really care about that. This is what the blotting powder looks like, and it comes with this little cute puff. I don't know if and it has the Fenty Beauty on it. If my lighting is washing this out, sorry. And then there's a film covering this, so I'm not going to take that off. I really like this. This was $32. This is the blotting powder. She also has blotting sheets. I didn't get blotting sheets, and I don't know if I already mentioned that I didn't get her tools. I have everything else. I have everything from her line but the tools. It's just not something you need. You can get it because it's really pretty and they're really soft, but I just felt like it wasn't something I needed. The sponge is $16. I also did not get that, but it's really soft. So if you don't already have a sponge or you're on the market for a new sponge, you can get her sponge. It's really soft. So I feel like, you know, there are a lot of dupes out there for beauty blenders, but they just don't match up. I feel like that can be something that can compete with that. Next, oh, I never showed you guys the actual highlighter. So this is Mean Honey and Hustler Baby. This is what it looks like. Hope you guys are seeing the true color. And that's what I have on this side. But I buffed it away with my foundation brush because I wanted to see what it would look like if it was really subtle. So that's what that looks like. And it's also what I have on my eyes. I like it, but if I had a choice, I wouldn't have picked this. I would have picked the one I bought. But I really like this. I like the fact that I can use it as a highlight. I could also use it as an eyeshadow, which is what I have on my eyes right now. The other highlight I have, or the other kilowatt, her highlighters are called kilowatts. The other highlight I have is Ginger Binge and Moscow, oh my god, Moscow Mule, y'all. And that's what I have on this side. You probably can't even really tell, but this is what it looks like. One side, this is more, I feel like this is more closer to a blush color, but you can still use it as a highlight. It's more of a, like a deep rose gold, and this is a lighter version of it, and it's more shimmery and glittery, if that makes any sense. So these are the two highlighters that I have. Technically, I'll say it's 4. Because this counts as 2 because they're duos. There are 2 that are by themselves, and it's Trophy Wife and Moon something. I don't know. Because I just knew I wasn't going to get it. It's too frosty for me. If you're really pale, that Moon, let me find out the name. It's called Metal Moon. So, since I'm on the website, her 6 highlighters is Trophy Wife, Metal Moon, Lighting Dust / Fire Crystal, Mean Money, Hustler Baby, Girl Next Door, Chic Freak, and Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. And I have Moscow Mule and Ginger Binge and Mean Money and Hustler Baby. Moving on, I got the trio. This is really fucking neat. You guys see this? Please don't mind my nails. Just ignore my nails. This is really neat. I feel like it's perfect for when you're on the go. If you travel a lot, something like this is really perfect for you. Also, your stuff is not everywhere. You could just, everything will magnetize together and you put it in your makeup bag and you're good to go. Also, another cool thing is the brushes, her brushes, the small ones, they're also like this. They're also shaped like this. So everything can be combined together and you don't have to feel like you're looking for your things all over the place. I'm going to talk about everything individually also, but I just wanted to show you guys what I got. So, like I said, I got the trio. The trio I got is in dark. It's deep 400. That's what this is what it looks like. Deep 400. And it comes in the shade Espresso, Cinnamon. Cinnamon. Oh my god, I can't say cinnamon. And Suede. So Suede is the highlighter, or is the concealer. Espresso is the contour, and Cinnamon is the highlight shade. So let me show you the amount that you are getting in these sticks. This is it. Individually, they are $25 each. And for the trio, it is $54. So I feel like if you know you want more than, if you want a concealer, a highlighter, and a contour, you're better off just getting the trio. The only problem is, if you get the trio, you're stuck with the colors that they give you if you go to Sephora to buy it. If you buy it online, you can customize it, and it's $54 instead of paying $25 each, which equals $25, right? Which equals $75. So I think there's a pro and con to that. If you get it from the store, you're stuck with the colors like I am. If you get it online, it shows, I saw it on the website that it shows that you can customize it. So that's really, really, really perfect. And last but not least is the gloss. And it just looks like this. It's really cute. And it comes in this box. And that is all for her line. Now, I saw online that some people were saying that they were kind of disappointed that this was all she has for her line. But I feel like as a brand new brand, can you guys? Just wanna... Okay, I had to adjust my situation over here. I feel like as a new brand, she did complexion, and that was perfect. She didn't need to do anything else. She didn't need to add, because I feel like as a new brand, when you start to do too much, it can get overwhelming for people. And I feel like for something like this, it's attainable for like someone like me. I was able to get the whole entire line, except from her brushes. I wasn't feeling the brush, but you can get. I like them. They're really cute. But I just didn't want to get brushes that I don't need and a sponge that I don't need. That's the only reason why I didn't get those. But they're really cute. They're really soft. And I feel like if you want to, you should get the brush if you want to. So I think she did really, really well with everything that she came out with. Obviously, I'm sure as the brand grows, she's going to add more things. Now, everything I mentioned here, I have on my face except for the blotting powder. And that's because, I mean, I have not had this on long, so I have no need for blotting right now. I'm going to start with the primer. I feel like I already mentioned that it didn't give me any problems. So far, so good. I really, really, really like it. It's in the same shape and size as the foundation, like I mentioned earlier, and they're both in that frosted bottle. It is pink base, but it doesn't look like, once you massage it into your skin, you're fine. It's not going to stay pink on your skin. So primer for right now, I really, really like it. Primer for me, as an oily girl, is one of those things that I'm always trying to be on the hunt for the perfect primer. I haven't found one yet. The one I constantly use all the time that I really like is Inglot, but I still don't think it's perfect. Next is the foundation. So I feel like this is going to be a lengthy conversation. I've seen a lot of people mention it online, and some people, I feel like some people are looking at the picture and they don't understand why the shade range looks the way it does. So I'm just going to put it out there and say exactly what it is. A lot of those pictures that you see is filtered. There are 40 shades of foundation, and I feel like maybe about 29 to 30 of them are very, very, very similar. And I was expecting there to be darker shades. It's not enough dark shades. So this foundation color that I have, 490, is the darkest, and that's not acceptable. That is not acceptable at all whatsoever. The ad campaign for the foundation, it showed models of different skin tones, and Ducky was one of them. And from what I've seen in pictures, Ducky's much darker than me. Oh, her skin is like glorious. Anyway, so if this is the darkest and Ducky's darker than me, one, it makes me question what did they use on her skin, because it's not this. It's not this. It could have been this mixed with something else, but if I'm wearing the darkest shade right now and Ducky is darker than me, even if she's only one shade darker than me, that's still, there are not enough dark shades for this foundation line. I don't care what pictures you're looking at. This is coming from someone, I have seen the whole entire range. Now, don't get me wrong, the application was beautiful. It sits on my skin well. It doesn't even feel like I have anything on my face right now. I love everything about it. The only thing I don't like is that I wish it was 20 shades of light brown to deep, deep, deep dark. There are about 29 to 33 shades of light to tan. And then the rest is like dark. It's like brownish dark. But what I like about the line, because I'm not trying to be negative here, I just wish it was darker. I'm going to attempt to post a picture that best showcases what the foundation really looks like in person, because I've seen people say they think it's too yellow, or they just see a lot of light shades, and I completely agree with that. I'm just not impressed with the amount of dark shades that there is. Only like 5 or 6, and then everything else is like the undertone. I will give her that. The undertones, I just wish it was more darker shades. It's only like 5, and I literally just made a video about don't spend your money with a company that's not making deep dark shades for you. But Rihanna, her line is, I mean, she's black, so I'm gonna support. And she does have darker shades. I just wish there was more, is what I'm saying. Please don't crucify me, fans, because I feel like there's always a misunderstanding and stuff like that. It could have been darker shades in the range of foundations, and that's basically all I'm trying to say about that. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to the next products. So I'm going to separate this because as I mentioned earlier, if you are getting your stuff online, like if you wanted to get the matchsticks, you can, if you only want one, you get one. But I feel like if you want a contour, if you want a concealer, and you want the highlighter, because this is also highlighter, and if you don't want to get the kilowatt, but I was playing with it earlier, and I layered it, and it's if you layer it, it's intense and it's beautiful. So I would advise you, I don't know if I mentioned this because I'm just talking a lot. I would advise you to get a trio if you're going to do all those three different things: the highlight, the contour, and concealer. If you do it online, you're good. You're able to create your own, you're able to customize it. But this is the same shade as the foundation I'm using, and it's also very red, and this is what you get. Granted, a stick, this is a lot for whatever it is you're using it for. I already know I would just use this for foundation because this is not a contour for me. It just matches. It's like the same exact color as the foundation. The shade may look a little off on screen or when you look at the pictures, because one is in a solid form and one is in a liquid form, so they're not going to look exactly the same, but the payoff color on skin is the exact same thing. I don't know if you guys can see, I have, okay, the lighting is messed up, but I have really bad hyperpigmentation on my neck. So I used this on there and I really like it. I wanted to see what the difference was. Let me zoom out. I wanted to see what the difference was between the two. There's no difference. It's just my neck is just naturally darker than the rest of my body. So I usually always match my face to my chest because that's just what it is. And what I don't like about this, and I wish they would allow you to do it in store. I know it's gonna be difficult because you will have to pay that. You have to pay that price difference when you pick out your own shades. If it were up to me, I would have picked the color Truffle. The color I have here is Suede. When I used this by itself under my eye to conceal, it was way too light and it was way too yellow. When something is too yellow, you can see, especially when you're darker and you have a neutral undertone, because that's what my undertone is. I'm not cool and I'm not warm, I'm just neutral. But I can get away with using something a little more cool as long as it's not too yellow. This was way too yellow for me and it's way too light for me. The next shade that would have been perfect in this trio for me would have been Truffle. And I wouldn't have to mix it. But I ended up going in with this, and I ended up going in with Espresso. I mixed them together because this was way too light. I don't even know if you guys can see on camera, but I blended it out and it was fine. But I had to mix both together to make my under eye not look crazy. I'm perfectly fine with the highlighter that this came with, and that was Cinnamon. But I'm not happy with the concealer. Although it doesn't bother me that I have to mix, and just generally I don't mind mixing concealers and stuff like that to make it match. But I feel like as a trio, your only luck is to be able to customize it online because you can't do it in store. You're kind of stuck with whatever comes in the box. And it came stuck like this in the box. So it just comes like this in a box. Perfect. And yeah. And the deep color, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, is Deep 400. Last but not least is the gloss. I am not a gloss girl. I don't do gloss. I have, this is like my third gloss I own out of all my lipsticks and matte lipsticks. I have just regular lipsticks, matte lipsticks, and liquid lipsticks. I'm looking over there because they're right there. I don't own any gloss, but I was like, I wanted to make sure I got everything to complete the look, and I like it. Surprise, surprise. I really like it. It's what I have on now. It's comfortable. The color, this color is one of those things that no matter what your complexion is, it will look great on you. And it smells really great. It's not, like if you're sensitive to any fragrances, and I didn't mention this earlier, but the foundation does have fragrance in it. If that would bother you, that might be a problem. But this gloss it just smells very, like, it smells sweet but not overbearing where it will bother you. So if you're sensitive to any type of fragrance, I don't think this is going to bother you at all. So that's really it. The next video I'm going to make, because I will make a second one of this, I would just have my face. Oh my god. It's going to be a first impression of me trying it on. Well, it won't really be a first impression because I already have it on now. But I want people to see what my bare skin looks like before I put the foundation on, the primer, you know, each step I take, so you can see what it looks like on my skin complexion and how the highlighters work. And in that video is where I'm going to have every detailed swatches, and I'm going to layer the cream or the stick highlight on top of the powder highlight, or the powder highlight on top of the stick highlight, so you guys can see how intense it is. But overall, for right now, just having this on, I think she did really well. I think she did good with undertones, understanding undertones. I think that was really good. I like the primer so far. It didn't, like, primer not leaving a residue is really good. I took pictures. There was no flashback. What else? The gloss, like I said, is really comfortable. It doesn't feel like, it's not too thick. Like, it's not thin, but it's not too thick where it's not like a MAC lip gloss. Like, it's thinner than that. So overall, I will give this whole entire thing a 9 out of 10. And I'm only not giving it a 10 out of 10 because the shade range. Like, I just feel like it could, those darker colors could have been, if they wanted to make it even, it should have been 20 pale to tan and tan to deep dark. Tan to deep dark would be 20 and pale to tan would have been 20. But it's just not enough darker colors. They're darker colors with different undertones, which is good, but it's just not enough dark tones or enough dark shades. And this has been 3 years in the making, or a little more maybe. So I just, hopefully they'll understand that and eliminate those shades in the middle that look the same for the next 5 shades in between. But besides that, if you're thinking about it, I think you should definitely go for it. Kilowatt in Trophy Wife, I wasn't going to get that because it's like a green antique gold, if that makes any sense. I wasn't going to get it only because, like, I swatched it. It's beautiful. It's one of those things that I know will last for a really long time because you just need a little bit. Each and one of these highlighters I have on, like right here, I have on Cinnamon and I have on Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. This is after I buffed it away a lot with my foundation. So it's very pigmented. It's really good. If you like that sparkly stuff, it kind of gives you, like, if you want something a little more subtle with that color, or if you want it to be sparkling with that color. So I kind of like that it gives you an option of both, where instead of having to buy something else to add it on top, it just gives you a duo. But back to the point I was trying to make with Trophy Wife. Check in your eyeshadow palettes to see if you have that color, because I know there's a color like that I own with it's by ColourPop. I think it was a color that Kathleen Lights collaborated with them on. And then there's the exact same color in a Juvia's Place palette that I have, and then there's that exact same color in one of the e.l.f. cushion whatever eyeshadow palette that I have. So I didn't buy it solely because of that, because I now have 3 shades that's a dupe. So I know that was something a lot of people were getting excited about, was Trophy Wife, but it's not something you can't find anywhere. I feel like these highlighters that she has, they're kind of unique, and I just like how she has them shimmery or glittery. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, just please ask me in the comments. I'm forgetting stuff. Just feel free to ask me anything, and then the next video I will do a all-day wear test to see how it really lasts. I want to make sure I'm doing something active to where I see how the foundation truly wears before I can tell you if it's maybe a 10 out of 10 by then. But this is just my first impression, basically. I just didn't film me putting it on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one. Please don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more of these types of videos. I don't mind making them. I like making honest reviews because I want to make sure I'm spending my money where it's worth it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.